so you can play.
Mini Wargamer Dave here from MiniWargaming.com. Welcome Wargamers to vlog number 2 for the Space Wolves vlog. It's my brand new army that I'm starting, and in this particular vlog video, I'm going to be assembling some Skyclaws. These were some of the models that were part of the initial start of the collection, and a lot of people argue that they're not the best, and you know, it's because they're basically scouts with jump packs, but I'm gonna have them in the army anyway, just because I want to have a nice, well-rounded, fleshed out Space Wolf army. Just because I like the look of them. And you know what? We'll see how they fare on the battlefield. They are inexpensive comparatively, and we're just gonna go with that. But before we start with that, I'm going to read a little note here that I got from Adrian. Now, Adrian sent me this t-shirt, if you could see it, and he's got this company called Radegast Workshop, and this is what he said. Hello Dave, I'm amazed at what you and your friends have achieved with Mini Wargaming. I love everything you do. That's why when you came up with your idea about sending a t-shirt to you, I decided to send one of mine. I am a one-man company specialized in converting, or in some cases sculpting, miniatures. I do commissions, and I do commission painting models up to whole armies. I would like to invite you to take a look on my Facebook or blog. I live in the UK, born in Poland, by the way. Happy wargaming. P.S. If you have any advice for fathers who are gamers, please share it with us. It's always very useful. Adrian. Radegast Workshop. So if you're interested in seeing some of Adrian's work at Radegast Workshop, you can visit his Facebook page at facebook.com/Radegast6, and that's spelled RADEGAST6. So yeah, so thank you. Okay, back to the Skyclaws. That's like an official sponsor for this vlog video, which is really cool. It's actually not a sponsor. I just kind of threw it in there because it happened today. There was this package on my desk, and so I just opened it up, and it was the t-shirt. And the package came in like a 8.5 by 11 box, and it looked like there was a bunch of paper inside, but it wasn't. It was a t-shirt, so it was kind of odd. And so I was totally thrown off when I saw that there was a t-shirt inside. So he blindsided me with this, and I just had to wear it because oh, it's very comfortable too. So Adrian, you make good t-shirts, and it smells like cologne. So I'm actually smelling some sort of scent here that smells like cologne. So thank you for sending me a shirt that smells like cologne, as opposed to could be smelling like something else, which I prefer not to. All right, let's just go on with the Skyclaws here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a bit of the fluff behind the Skyclaws, and I'm going to read it in an accent like how I did with the first vlog video. The reason why I'm doing this, it's purely for my own purposes. I'm practicing an accent because I have an audition coming up for a fantasy film, and hopefully it's convincing, but I need to practice it, and so that's why I'm going to be doing this right here. And it's easiest if I read something, and what better than some Skyclaw lore. So here we go. The most headstrong troublemakers from each Bloodclaw pack are often rewarded by reassignment to a Skyclaw assault pack. There they are entrusted with a jump pack so that they might better indulge their desire to plunge headlong into battle. The promotion to Skyclaw... Oh, let's do this. Let's not block the mic. The promotion to Skyclaw is seen as a dubious honor at best in more mature brethren, yet such disapproval only serves to make the Skyclaws more determined to prove themselves in the eyes of their elders. The Skyclaws soar fearlessly through the skies in great leaps, landing with stone-splintering force in the foe's midst. With their fangs gnashing, chainswords roaring, and their bolt pistols slaying those beyond the reach of their blades, the Skyclaws rejoice in seeing the enemy crumble under the reckless fury of their assault. That's cool. Like the lore behind the Sky Claws is a really neat lore. So let's discuss their stats a little bit. They are weapon skill, blitz skill 3, and the rest is pretty much the same as a typical Space Marine. So that's the difference, really. So they're a little bit less good. They have scout stats, essentially, except for perhaps their leadership. Their leadership is a little bit better. But they have power armor, that's the same, bolt, pistol, chainsword, frag, crack grenades, jump pack, acute senses, counterattack, rage, Sky Claws only. Okay, so they got rage. That isn't so bad. That's better than typical Assault Marine, in fact. And it's only 75 points for a group of 5 of them. That's also inexpensive as well. I guess relatively. No, that's actually kind of on par, isn't it? That is on par. And you may include up to 5 additional Sky Claws for 15 points a model. That's how many points a typical Marine is. It's on par there. So that's interesting why they would be less. Now the Wolfguard Sky Leader, he's got regular stats. And he actually has 1 more attack as well. So a regular Sky Claw has 2 attacks because he's got a bolt pistol and chainsword. And the Sky Leader has 3 attacks. So up to 2 Sky Claws may replace their bolt pistol with a flamer, melted gun, plasma pistol. And 1 Sky Claw may replace his chainsword with a power weapon or power fist. Ah, okay, so we see Wolfguard Sky Leader may take items from the melee weapons and or ranged weapon lists. So it actually looks as though you can have a couple power fists, because it says 1 Sky Claw can replace his chainsword with a power weapon, and then it says you may upgrade 1 Sky Claw to a Wolfguard Sky Leader, and then out of there you can take a weapon from the melee weapons, which includes a power fist. So you can have a couple power weapons or power fists. That's an interesting thing. I'm not used to seeing that. But either way, it's going to be in the game. Now, I typically like to field Assault Marines. They're not Assault Marines. I know they're not. They're Sky Claws. And I'm going to refer to them as Assault Marines because that's what they look like. But anyway, typically what I like to do, especially with my Blood Angels, is arm them with either Meltas or Flamers. Now, Meltas are obvious for their vehicle killing goodness. And Flamers are good because you can deep strike these guys in and flame whatever you're attacking as soon as you land. Also good for Overwatch. And I'm looking on the sprue here, and it doesn't look like there's a flamer here. What is going on? Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm gonna laugh at this, but it's been a while since I've assembled. I think the last time I've assembled Space Marines was when I was doing the Blood Angels a couple of years ago. It has been that long. Yeah, I think it's been that long, guys. So we got some plasma guns, and is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. So it looks like we are. Well, no, there's 3 plasma pistols. Let's see. Up to 2 Sky Claws can replace their bolt pistol with plasma pistols and a plasma gun. And then 1 Sky Claw can be upgraded to a Sky Claw Leader, and he can take another plasma gun, or plasma pistol. So that's why there's 3. That'd be my guess anyway. And they're armed with bolt pistols. And they have, it's just interesting how there's bolters here. Why would there be bolters here if... Oh, hold on. I know what happened. Got part of the wrong sprue. I'm looking at this Terminator sprue. Yeah, it got mixed up with the Wolfguard Terminators, because we were opening these up yesterday. So this one I don't think has been opened up. So this should be right. Oh, it actually looks like it's the same, doesn't it? I'm so confused. Alright, I'm gonna look at the box. Man, you guys at home, you're probably laughing so hard, probably just thinking, Dave, that's not how it is. I guess that's right. That is right. This is the reaction of a guy who's looking at something for the first time and not completely understanding it. Alright. 3 in each one. And there's lightning claws, because that's part of the melee weapons that I can bring. Why would I bring lightning claws on a sky claw with a jump pack? Why would I do it? I do it with warp talons all the time. But would I do it with sky claws? I want these guys to have guns. More particularly, I want them to have flamers. Should I wait to do it? Well, I better decide this now. And there's a banner. Looks like there's a banner of some sort that I can add to this group. Let's look this up here. Yeah, okay, I see. Looking at the different builds that they got here, this is making a little more sense. See, now what doesn't make sense to me is spending all these points on the shields and the hammers on these guys because they're so easily killed. I would much rather put it on a Terminator. That makes a lot more sense to me. But I guess the whole idea of bringing these guys isn't really about efficiency of points, because I'm not sure that these guys would be your first choice. In fact, I don't think they would at all. But I'm gonna bring them anyway, and I'm just gonna start moving. Okay, let's start with one package. Let's cut out their legs first. Here we have 4 in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these guys out, and with the clippers I'm going to the best of my ability, clean them. It's not going to be 100% because I don't want to spend too much time on it, because you can spend a whole lot of time cleaning these guys, cleaning up their mold lines and all that. I'm not so picky that that happens. Now what I may do though is have their jump packs, that mold lines filled in. That's a different story. That's different than going beyond that. Oh, now I think I know what's happening. Because a Sky Leader can be a Terminator. Is that right? Is that sounding right? If there's a Terminator-sized base in here, then that's right. There is not. I'm wrong. Do not listen to what I just said. That is absolutely incorrect. That is false doctrine. This brings back many memories of when I did this with the Blood Angels. It was fun. It was fun starting an army from scratch. Absolutely from scratch. And experiencing stuff just for the first time. It was all a brand new thing. Because I was so used to just feeling chaos all the time. That was the only thing I ever knew. I knew nothing else. I knew no different. And then for a long time, I fielded my Blood Angels, and I didn't field my Chaos. Because Chaos was old. The Codex had become really outdated. And then they got updated. This was a couple years ago. They got updated. And that's when I started playing them a lot again. A couple years ago at Valhalla, that was the first time I went. I was invited by Sean to go out. And Valhalla is actually coming up in a month from when I'm making this video today. But when I went there, I used my Blood Angels. Didn't use anything else. Okay, legs are done. 5 legs. Looks like the one with the cloth there. Let's see if you can see that. Focus, there we go. That one there, that is probably the Sky Leader, because he looks different. That makes most sense to me. And there's 6 bases. Huh. Why are there 6 bases? Why would there be 6? Maybe an extra one just in case I lose one? I wonder if that's a good theory. So everything that I'm going to cut out for these guys, I want it to be Space Wolf authentic. Like, who would ever put a regular helmet on one of these guys? Because I want them to look like they're Space Wolves, so that's what I'm going to do. No helmets on these guys. All the heads with the hair and the top knots and the beards, that's what I think of when I think of Space Wolves. So that's what I'm going to cut out, and that's what these guys are going to be. Mohawk. My son right now has a mohawk. Ooh. Oh, by the way, if you leave comments, then what I can do is include them in the next vlog and respond to you guys. So I appreciate the comments when you leave them. And so if you feel so inclined, please do leave your comments and let me know. Let me know your thoughts and what you think. You know what? I am going to cut out this one helmet, but it's in the shape of a wolf head. So that's what I'll do, because it's unique to Space Wolves. And well, I guess the packs in the back, but you know, packs don't matter because I'm doing jump packs. Those are regular packs. I guess I can use those for different things. All right, now to cut out the torsos. So who has seen The Expendables? I wanted to see The Expendables, but it's not theater anymore. It kind of just went and gone really quick. Is it because it wasn't a good movie? Let me know your opinions on it if you've seen The Expendables. I'm a fan of the franchise, not because I think that they're good movies per se. They're just fun and entertaining, which I guess is the definition of a good movie. Was it fun and entertaining? Contrary to what a lot of people feel, I actually liked the second one better than the first one. The second one I found to be more entertaining. I'm not especially happy with what they did with Jet Li's character in the second one. He was in it for very little of the movie. And that's actually what I hear about this movie as well, that they didn't really give him a lot of screen time. Now, possibly that's because of, you know, conflicts of whatever. Maybe he was busy doing something with another project, but it's kind of a bummer. Wanted to see him. Is it because I'm biased? Yes, it is actually. I wanted him to be in it. Alright, so this is here. What's the front of this? What's the best front I could use here? Front of the torso is what I'm looking at. You know what? This is a unique looking one. Let's see what they do here. Oh, it's covered with a plasma gun. I'm not going to see it. Maybe in the instruction manual. Oh, now I understand. Okay, I think I get what's going on. That is what it looks like. Yeah, this is not just your regular thing. This is the special guy. That's what he would be dressed with. And these are the regular jump packs. Yeah. It's probably how it is supposed to work. So let's not go against the fluff. Alright, now to cut out the arms, we're going to do just power weapons here. Chainsword. Let's see, what else did I want to see? What's coming out? I wanted to see this movie called Piranha Sharks. Has anyone heard of Piranha Sharks? The reason why I wanted to see it is because one of the actors in it, I know, because I met him on the set of The Rangers. And I was looking up the details of it last night on IMDb, and it has Kevin Sorbo in it. And for those of you who don't know who Kevin Sorbo is, he was the Hercules in the TV series in like the mid-90s. The same time that Xena, Warrior Princess, that show was on. It's like the same era of shows. So that's who Kevin Sorbo is. And so he's in it. But John Wells is the guy who I met on set of The Rangers, and he's also in it. And because I got to know him, I'm like, hey, this is cool. I want to see the movie he made. And I'm getting totally distracted, and I'm cutting out some lightning clouds, which I don't want to do. I would rather, what should I put on this guy? Do I want to give him a power fist? Do I want to give him an axe? Oh, look at that. Interesting axe. Now these emblems are really cool looking. See, what I like about the Space Wolves is that they have a lot of different looks. Yes, there's a lot of hair and there's a lot of beards, but each one is different. Like there's a head here. Here, I'll just show you that right there. Right there where my thumb is, right in front of my thumb. See that head? It's just a guy with long hair. He doesn't have a beard. And then right there, there's a guy with all beard and no hair. Nope, never mind, there's hair there. I was looking at actually the other guy down here who's bald, and he's got just a beard. And then we have this guy right there. He's got this Medusa type thing going on with his beard, which looks really cool. And here's a guy with no beard, but he's got this crazy lock thing happening. He's got these locks that are flailing in the wind, and he's got a lot of hair, but he's got no beard. So there's a good mixture of looks. So now that I have seen a few more on the sprue here, I'm going to look at these guys and maybe I'm going to change my mind as to which heads I'm going to include, because there's others here that are looking really cool that I would much rather include. Okay, yeah, I'm going to finish, just kind of clean up the top a little bit, because the top of his head was attached to the sprue, and that doesn't add well to the look of it. Alright, so we got a top knot guy with a handlebar mustache, mutton chop beard. Then we have a wolf head. Then we got a Wolverine looking guy with a top knot and another side knot, it looks like. Then we got a guy who's bald. He's got sideburns and a side knot. Is that what we want, or do we want to go for something more dramatic? I like the dramatic. You know what? It's gonna have to be this guy with the no beard and these. I don't want to call him pigtails because then that makes him girly. But it's two knots down the sides. That's what I'm gonna do. Lots of hair. That's what the Space Wolves are all about. I think I'm going to put this axe on this guy. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this axe is modeled a Space Wolf way. This is purely for aesthetics. Is that a thunder hammer or is that an axe? That might be a thunder hammer. And I think that's a thunder hammer. The reason why I say that is because that is an axe. This is a thunder hammer. Yep, that was definitely a hammer. It's going to have to be the hammer because this is the one that's modeled a unique way. Because at the end of the day, if their stats are not the best, if they're looking really cool to you, that's all that matters. That's what I say about Deafy, because his stats are okay, his points are expensive, he's expensive to bring, but I just think he looks cool. That's why I brought him initially, and it's just habit. It's stuck. I don't bring him into every single game, but I do bring him often, even when it's not the best tactically. Now, I've been accused of being a cheese player, and it is true that I'm very competitive and I like to win, but I also like the aesthetics of the models as well. That is a fact. Here is another axe. Man, there's so many choices. That's the problem. Okay, well, while I'm waiting, I'm going to cut out the rest here. Alright, so we got... See, this is actually... I remember cutting out the Assault Marines and trying to get them as neat as possible. Because they're difficult to get as neat as possible. You need like a really small file to get every little bit off. They need to be cleaned up well. Here we go. I think that I'm going to start with these 10 and not go too much further. I want to just experiment with them, see how they are in the battlefield. Like I said in the other vlog video, I'll bring more of something if I see that it performs well. If I see it performing well, then it deserves to have a lot of it, and then I'll bring more of it. But if it doesn't perform well, then I'll just have the minimum amount just for aesthetics of the army. And it's also interesting to see different units from the army as well. Because if there was one unit that was the absolute best Space Wolves unit, like hands down, then I would only bring that one unit, right? What reason would there be to bring other things if one thing just simply dominated everything else? But, okay, here we go. Okay, so we'll do that. I remember years ago when there was multiple co-op students here. The most amount of co-op students I've had here at any given time was 4. Like, all in the same block of time, like in one morning. Not just like morning or afternoon, but in a morning. There was 4 co-op students here. Their job was to assemble and paint miniatures. And they were set up in here in the office, and they were helping me with my Chaos Space Marine Army. They did a lot of the Raptors and Warp Talons, and they did the Thousand Suns that I have, that I haven't fielded a whole lot. I have a few times, and I want to field more of. But it's just bringing back memories of that. And I want to do more of this type of stuff. I love this. I love just relaxing and sitting down and assembling these miniatures. It's all part of the hobby. And it's important We stay in touch with that. Okay. I should really get a small file for these things here. It takes so long to clean them. Clean them properly. But it's important for aesthetics. So let me tell you a little bit about the short film that I'm working on with Steve. So I'm writing the short film right now. This is in addition to the Mini Wargamers documentary, because that's a feature film that I'm planning, that I've already started filming. I've filmed an interview so far, and that I'm going to be submitting to film festivals. It's going to run the festival circuit. This is next fall, 2015 is when this is going to happen. But short film is another project in the interim, and it's going to have Steve and I be in it. And I'll tell you the premise of it, because I can tell you the premise of it without giving much away. We are wargamers. It's going to take place here, and we're going to be playing a game, and it's going to depict the battle in a way that actually happens in our minds as we are playing the game. So if you ever had the question, what happens to a wargamer when they are playing a game of Warhammer, this short film will attempt to answer that question. And it may not answer the question for every wargamer, but it'll certainly answer the question for us and what we think of and what goes on when we play a game. And I've been working on it for the past couple nights. Just after the Nurglings are in bed, and I've been writing, adding to the script. So far it's 9 minutes, because in screen time, how that works is every page typically translates to a minute on screen, so there's 9 pages so far. It's the first draft. It's not edited. At this point in time, it's just basically I got an idea and I'm just writing it out, just fleshing it out right now. And I'm doing it because I love it. I love film. I love making film, and I love acting. And that's my dream, is to be acting more. It's funny because I consider that a hobby, even though that what I'm doing right now is a hobby. But in my case, it's not hobby. It's work, which I'm very fortunate, and I recognize that. So, do we do this all the time? When, if one were to do their hobby for their work, would they continue to do their hobby when they weren't working? And I think the answer is no. They wouldn't. They would do another hobby. That doesn't mean that they enjoy what they're doing any less. That just means that people like to have multiple hobbies. That's just my opinion. So I started watching the show on Netflix called Hell on Wheels. Have you guys seen that show? It seems to be pretty good. I never thought of myself as a Western fan until I saw the movie Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman, Gene Hackman. That was a really good movie. Years ago when I saw it, I'm like, this is a really good movie. I always thought of Westerns as like spaghetti Westerns. You didn't really take them seriously. But that was a gritty movie, and I loved it. 3:10 to Yuma, the new one. Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, I really enjoyed that one. And True Grit, I enjoyed that movie as well. I found that to be highly entertaining. Maverick with Mel Gibson, I enjoyed that movie. So am I a fan of Westerns? I think that a well-done Western is just like any well-done movie. It doesn't really matter what the genre is. As long as it's a good movie and it's entertaining, then that's all that matters. Because a Western, that's like, it's almost like a type of movie just by itself, because there could be a Western drama or a Western comedy, or a comedy Western rather, comedy drama. Now I'm mixing up words. I think you know what I'm saying though. There could be a horror Western movie. Those are rare. In fact, I can't think of any movie that's been created by a major studio that is like that. There's probably a whole ton of B movies that were created, that have been created. But when I think of horror Western, I think of Undead Nightmare, the sister game to Red Dead Redemption, which was a lot of fun to play. Extremely fun. One of my favorite parts of playing that was just riding the horse through the fields. Okay, so we got all the jump packs off. That one anyway. Okay, torsos, jump packs, legs. We have 4 swords, and now we're going to go for the other half here. Let's go for... I would say... Here we are. Should I put plasma pistols on them? How much is a plasma pistol? Let's look it up. Plasma pistol, 15 points a model. Ooh. Yeah, that's typical. Typical of what it should be. I'd rather plasma gun, to be honest. The 2 plasma guns for 15 points. Yeah, why would you choose a plasma pistol if you have the choice of a plasma gun? Yeah, it's going to be plasma gun. That is the smartest thing to do. Where is the plasma gun? Am I looking right at it and I can't see it? I can't see it anywhere. I see bolters. Even see a stormbolt. Where? Completely disappeared. I have no idea where it went. Here we go. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the plasma gun from the other Skyclaw pack, and I'm going to include this one squad here with 2 plasma guns, and perhaps the rest I'll just create as regular Skyclaws, and I'll have 1 squad of 10 Skyclaws with 2 plasma guns. That's probably the best thing to do, because my number 1 choice would be flamers, but I don't have any flamers right now. So this seems like, considering the circumstances here, that is the best choice. And that's the decision I have made, and that's what I'm going to stick with. And what do we got? Looking for an arm that's not a complete arm, which is right here. What? Where does that go? Ah, okay, here we are. No, I need an opposite arm. Okay, I need an arm that's opposite, without a hand. There's 2 there. This is interesting, trying to figure out. Okay, here we go. I think I found the plasma gun arms. So I want to see the Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I like Denzel Washington movies. Inside Man, that's one of the best Denzel Washington movies, in my opinion. Man on Fire. I enjoyed Safe House as well. I actually saw Flight. I saw that recently, and that was a really good movie. It's a good depiction of what that was depicting. I'm not going to say exactly, just in case people haven't seen it. Don't want to give any spoilers. But that was very entertaining to me. I like seeing him act because he's believable when he's acting. Training Day, that's probably his best role. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. And that movie was intense. And it was all around good. Yeah, I got it. I got what I'm going to do here. So I guess that I can have 4 guys. I hope I'm understanding this correctly. One Skyclaw may replace his chainsword with a bat, and then may upgrade one Skyclaw to a Wolfguard Sky Leader. I'm gonna have to double check that because it almost seems too good to be true, but it still might be possible. So in a squad of 4 guys, you can have one that's a Wolfguard Sky Leader. He's got good weapons, and you have one of those other guys that isn't a Wolfguard Sky Leader, but that could still have a power weapon or power fist. And then on top of that, you have 2 guys that have special weapons. That's just interesting to me. And that's in a 5-man squad. You can do that. That would leave 1 left over to be just kind of your regular guy that you would put out first. He would be killed first, because that's how that works. So we have the arms there, the plasma gun. Got the heads. We have the torsos, do we? Yeah. Yep. Looks like we got the torsos. Jump packs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's enough because we needed 5. Talking about the halves there. Now we just need regular bolt pistols because that's what I'm going to do for the rest. Plasma gun, bolt pistols. And on that note, that's going to be the last piece that I'm going to clip off. But before I go, I'm going to show you the progress of what's been done so far on the army. Can you see if I do this? You can semi-see. So we have Dreadnought number 1. You know what? I think it's better if I just tilt the camera. You know what? I'll just hold him up here. I'll hold him in my hands. But you're in the fell-handed? I think I'm saying that right. Not 100% sure, but so we have the 2 character dreadnoughts, and then we have 2 venerable dreadnoughts. So there's 4 right here. Their arms are in the box. Murder Fang, he's the other one. And the 2 venerable dreadnoughts are going to have their special axes because they just look amazing with the shields. Because how often do you see dreadnoughts with axes and shields? Exactly, you don't. And that is just really cool. And the rest are Terminators. These are the Thunderhammer Storm Shield guys. In total, there are 10 here. And the other ones are armed with the assault cannon, the axes, got some axes here, and then we have regular power fist with their storm bolters. So, and that's another 10. So 20 Terminators, 4 Dreadnoughts, and added to the existing 10 Terminators, there we go. Wolfguard Terminators that are already done. These are the ones that are assembled. They're going to be done very soon. And that is the collection. And I'll be updating you guys with pictures, and you'll see them in the videos as I do more. So thank you very much for joining me today. It was just very casual, just hanging out, just kind of rambling on as I'm assembling these guys. And hopefully you're having fun wherever you're doing your painting or assembly. Please do leave your comments, because what I want to do in the next video is print them out and then read them and respond to them as I'm assembling my guys. It adds fuel to the video, so it makes it helpful. And it helps me too, because it gets me thinking about things that I wouldn't normally think about on my own. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be about Space Wolves, although it helps if it is. But it could be about movies. Love talking about movies. So leave your comments, and thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next vlog. Happy wargaming.